Hello everyone, welcome to week 2 unit 2, and today what I'm going to do is go over the new keys for lessons 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you'll notice that on the screen I'm actually in unit 2 assignments, so you can see that these are the assignments that we're going to be working on: 3A through H, 4A through H, 5A through H, and 6A through 6G. Now, the first thing that I want you to notice is when you enter the GDP program online is that we're going to be still in part number 2, okay, part number 1, excuse me, and what we're going to be doing is lesson number 3, so you notice I have lesson number 3 open. Now, I also wanted to remind each of you, if you haven't had an opportunity to go through the lesson 1 enrichment, it would be advisable that you do that, and also lesson 2. Remember, that gives you an excellent review to make sure that you know your keys before you go on to lesson number 3. To start out with lesson number 3, you're going to be doing a warm-up, so you'll want to make sure that you turn to page 11 in your textbook, and I'm going to go right down to lesson 3B, the O key. Okay? And as a reminder, remember I go through each of the key reaches with you. So for the O, you're going to be reaching up with your L finger. So it's O, go back to the L, O, go back to the L, O, go back to the L. And the next section is the R key. For the R key, you're going to be reaching up with your F finger. So it's R, R, go back to the F, R, R. The next new key is the H key. The H key, you're going to be reaching to the left with your J finger. So it's H, go back to the J, H, H, H. And remember the importance of saying the letters. You can either say them out loud or to yourself. The next section is minimum change practice, new key review, clauses, and then you have your 1-minute timed writing underneath 3H. Now you can go back and practice any of these parts at any time that you want to. If you decide you want to do the 1-minute timing more than twice, you can do that. Okay, and make sure again that you remember to go back and for extra practice do the unit 3, the lesson 3 enrichment. I'm going to click on lesson 4. Okay, our new keys that we're going to be learning: the letter I, the left shift key, and the period. And then you have additional practice here. Okay, now to start out with the letter I, you're going to be reaching up with your K finger. So it's I, go back to the K, I. Okay, and remember, you can practice the reaches as much as you want before you actually do the exercises. The next section is the left shift key. Now, the left shift key, what we use the shift key for is to capitalize letters on the right half of the keyboard. Use the A finger to control the left shift key. Keep the F finger in the home row position. Okay? Alright, so we're practicing, we'll demonstrate. Notice the demonstration is creating the capital U. So what you do is reach down with your A finger, hold down on your shift, reach up and press the U key and go back to the home row. Okay, so it's shift, type, go back to your home row. Notice that we're keying with the right hand. Now the easiest way for me to explain why you'd use the when you use the left shift key, why you'd use your right hand. Notice here that the keyboard's split down the middle. Okay, just imagine the imaginary line. So that means that when you key with the left shift key, you can key anything with the right hand. So in another lesson, we're going to be learning the right shift key. So it would be the opposite. You'd reach down with your semicolon finger, shift, type anything with your left hand. Okay, any of the keys. All right, we're going to go on to the period. Now you're going to be using the L finger for the period. Okay, you're going to be reaching down, period, period, period. Notice when I'd practice the reach, I'd go back to my L. So period, go back to the L. Period, go back to the L. Okay? And in the next section, as I had mentioned, you're going to be practicing these drills, including the 1-minute timed writing. And as I mentioned each time, remember to work on the lesson 4 enrichment for extra practice. Okay? We're going to go down to lesson number 5. And the new keys for lesson 5 will be the B, the U, and the C. The first new key that we're going to be covering is the B. Okay, notice the B, reaching down with the F finger. Okay, so it's B, B, B. Now it's a longer reach than what you're used to, okay, as far as reaching down. So remember, reach down, and if you need extra practice, make sure that you do that, okay? The next one is the U. For the U, you're going to be reaching up with your J finger. Okay, so it's U, go back to the J, U, 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 okay? Go ahead and practice that one a few times. And the last new key in this lesson is the letter C. For the C, you're going to be reaching down with your D finger. Now, oftentimes I have students tell me, well, in high school, I was taught that I could use my F finger. Well, I'm here to show you the correct way, and you should be reaching down with your C finger. So it would be with your D finger. So reach down with your D finger, so it's C, 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 okay, and really concentrate with that. Practice that a few times. And then within lesson number 5, you again have additional practice down here to make sure that's required that you do, okay, and then here's another enrichment. All right, now we're going to be going in the last new lesson is lesson number 6. So I'm going to click on unit number 2 and notice how it comes up with part 2. Unit 2, under Unit 2, but remember the units are different than what we have in our keyboarding book as opposed to Blackboard. So I'm going to find lesson number 6 here, and it tells us we're going to be learning the right shift, the W, and the M. And actually the right shift is going to be a review for you because I've already briefly covered that. Okay? So after you do your warm-up, we're going to go into the right shift key. And to capitalize letters on the left side of the keyboard, use the semicolon finger to control the right shift key. Remember how I told you about the imaginary line going down through the middle of the keyboard? So you're going to reach down with your semicolon finger, shift, reach up with your F finger, type the R, go back to your home row. Remember, this is just an example of how to use the right shift key. So it's shift, type, go back to my home row. Shift, type, go back to your home row. Okay? And in the next section is the W key. The W key, you're going to be reaching up with your S finger. So it's W, W, W. Okay, another demonstration. W, W, W. All right. Now the last new key for the unit number 2 is the M key. For the M key, you're going to be reaching down with your J finger. So it's M, M, M. So I'm reaching down with my J finger. M, go back to the J, M, M, M. Okay? Now as far as our lessons that we covered today in this recorded lecture, it's lessons 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now after you do lesson number 3, you will want to, I strongly advise you to go through and do the actual enrichment exercises to make sure that you know your keys real well, okay, and you know that all you have to do is look in your textbook to find out what page you need to go on to. If you find you need extra practice on lesson 3, go back and practice it again before you go to lesson 4. Then go to 4, practice the enrichment after you finish your lesson. If you find you want to go back in and practice lesson 3 again, use the enrichment exercises, practice lesson 4 again, use the enrichment exercises, or you can do the entire lesson again. Same thing with lessons 5 and 6. And then, remember, daily practice is very important, okay? So in order to, what you want to do is make sure that you practice every day, make sure that you don't do all your lessons in one day. Practice a little bit each day, okay? And that will help you be successful. Remember that if you have any questions at any time, you can contact me through email, you can call me, or we can meet in Pronto during my office hours. I hope that you've enjoyed the recorded lecture, and I hope everyone has a nice day. Thank you for listening. Bye.